You're listening to Science for Soundness, the podcast. This is not your usual podcast. This is a journey, and as with any journey, I don't know yet where this one is going. If anything, I'm hoping to inspire you to take the first step, even if it's into the unknown, even if you don't know where you're going and you do it scared. Hi, I'm Steffi. I'm an equine scientist and equine therapist. I've made it my mission to support horse owners on their individual journey of horse-human connection and personal growth. I want you to know that I'm with you on this one. Think of me as a friendly voice, a reminder to stay the course, to keep going, keep listening to yourself and to your horse, even when the going gets tough. Let's do this. Hey friend, I'm so happy you're here. I think I always say that, but I really am. I'm so glad that I get to hang out with you, being in your ear, and that you take me on your own individual journey. And because of that, because we're all kind of on this journey, I have recently experienced something that I want to share with you. And that is actually what today's episode is going to be about, because this is really, really important to me. I'm guessing it's important to you too. I don't know, however, if you are living and experiencing it as you could, and that is speak your truth or speaking your truth. And you might be wondering why that is so important. Well, I hope you're not wondering that, but you might be wondering, why the hell is speaking your truth so very important? And I can only answer for myself. So personally, for me, I have been on a mission to find my voice and to speak that truth myself for, I'm guessing, like really properly, only for about 6 or 7 months. But I felt like doing that all my life. And in a few ways, I've always showed up like that. And everything that I did always went into a particular direction, the same direction I'm headed in right now. However, because it is so hard in the horsey context, so whichever horsey context you want to find, like be it a yard or be around friends who have horses and all have different interests, and whichever situation, you will find that a lot of people might judge you. And we are so afraid of that judgment that we often don't speak our truth. So I made it my mission to find my voice and to speak that truth and to be on this journey, not stopping myself from saying out loud what I'm thinking. I'm still learning. And I'm guessing the one thing that I had to learn the most, which I'm guessing is also something that you might have to learn, is the fact that it's not actually about me. It's about the greater good that I can do with speaking my truth. And it's very simple, really. I'm here to help. I'm here to help horses. I'm here to help their owners. And that's also why I offer so much free content on numerous platforms. So this podcast, but I also do Instagram and Facebook and all sorts of free stuff. There are free programs I do. There is also paid programs and workshops that I do. And you have the chance to work with me one-on-one. And all of this stuff either happens online or offline. So I do a lot of things in a lot of different ways, but all of them are designed to help overall, help horses and help the owners. That's what I love doing. So it's not about me, really. It's about how I can help and how I can show up in order to do that. But I had to learn that, and I had to learn through all of that, especially that I get to grow into this new role that I'm evolving into. And I guess we're always evolving, and that is okay. That's great. However, sometimes it's actually not that easy. And I've started to really love and appreciate and, not just respect, but I'm just so grateful for this new role that I am able to step into. But it's not always been that easy. And it only occurred to me very, very recently, as we had some friends here that just casually learned about what I'm doing. And this friend, this new person who didn't know me before, he said something to me that hit me really, really deeply. That was really profound. And it's something that I think I was aware of, or I thought I was aware of, but apparently I wasn't. And it got me thinking, why is it so much easier to show up as yourself and be yourself around people who don't know you that well yet? And why does it feel easier and lighter like that? And the answer to me, well, you can make up your own mind, but my answer would be that these new people in our lives, they don't know where we were. They don't know the version of us, who we were years or months even ago. And they don't judge our growth. So they don't question the new choices that we make and the change that is happening inside us or around us. They don't judge that. They appreciate us for who we are, or they at least see us for who we are. And that was really interesting experience because, if you have some long time friends and then some friends who don't really get what you're doing, and then you make some new friends, maybe that happened for you too, that you find it much easier to show up as yourself, as your new version of yourself, because we're constantly growing and evolving with every experience that we make, right? So, like I said, it took a new friend to actually hit me with the truth that I didn't realize I was kind of going for. And that is, he had to tell me, because I got stuck in my head about something I was doing and my creative process. And I kind of started doubting myself and go into all this like fear and imposter syndrome, like we all do, everybody who shares their voice and who steps up on a stage in whatever way. Like this could be social media, this podcast or a podcast. It could be an actual stage. Everybody will have that type of either imposter syndrome or doubts around what they're doing and how they're showing up and who they are. And that's natural and normal. So this new friend, he kind of stopped. He looked at me, looked at what I was doing, and he asked me how I was going. And I said, actually, I'm stuck. I'm stuck because I feel this and I'm thinking that, and I'm a bit confused and I don't know where to go with this. I don't know how to approach this in a way that would, make everybody feel happy, I guess, is what I was going for. And I didn't realize that at the time, but he then said to me, and that is something that hit me like a slap in the face. He said, don't you dare water yourself down into some version just so that everybody else will be happy. Gang, that hit deeply. I couldn't quite, put it into words. The second he said it, I felt like, okay, well, yeah, he said that. I guess that makes sense. But then he left, and after a few moments of gathering my thoughts, I had that thought or that sentence he said sink in. And I actually had to approach him later and thank him for that, because it got me out of my downward spiral of thinking and overthinking and getting into my head and making it all about myself, because it's not. I'm here to help, and I know how to help in my own very unique way. And, you're either here for that or you're not. I'm not here to make everybody else feel comfortable or happy, like he said. And I needed to hear that. So I'm just sharing this because being on this journey is challenging. Even if you think you're at a stage where you know what you're doing and you feel safe and settled and you like I said, you know what you're doing, there will always be that stretch happening. And thankfully, I have learned to embrace that, although apparently I'm not always 100% aware of it. And this is the beauty of having people around you who get to mirror things back to you, who get to share their thoughts with you, where you can bounce ideas and where you can actually feel seen and heard and just embraced in your truth on your journey, wherever you are. The thing is, though, Speaking up about horsey content, I like to say horsey, I like that word, but anything related to horses or even animal or equine welfare in the way that I do now has only recently properly surfaced. It's always been inside of me. So these thoughts that I have that I'm sharing with you now and on all platforms or across all platforms, they were always harbored inside of me for all my life, really. But only recently I'm brave enough to actually let them out and share my truth and speak my truth and share that with the world. And even so, I still feel like this is too big for me at times. And I want to really share that with you because it's so easy to think, oh, well, she's got it all figured out, or he's got it all figured out, or they know what they're doing. When in fact, I think everybody hits those roadblocks and hits those struggles and fears and doubts and worries. And, well, we don't know where we're going to go from there. And there's also the fact that there are so many things wrong in so many places, especially around horses, that it can be so overwhelming and so tough to witness and be around that, especially if you've grown up with horses and the way that they are being treated, which basically is they have to work and function for humans. So humans gain something from it, but horses don't really. They have to just go along with it. And if you've grown up around that or with that, then it's very difficult to take a different standpoint, because wherever you are, there will be so many people feeling triggered by that. They will feel judged, and they will judge you instead because you'll be the odd one out. But I'm just trying to tell you, you're not. There are so many people who actually feel like stepping up and speaking up, and you have to find your own individual way of how to do that and the way you can show up for that. But always speak your truth. Like this new friend said, don't water yourself down into some version just so that everybody else will be happy, because you won't be. And you know who else won't be? The horses or the people or the other animals or whoever you're here to, embrace in a different way. And the world needs your uniqueness, your truth as well. Growing up, there was a lot of expectations on how horses had to function, like I said. And I don't know if that's true for you as well, but it never kind of sat right with me. And I'm not here to shame anyone, because we all go through this system in a way, and we learn to comply. And it is really, really hard to be the odd one out and to not comply, because you will always be faulted for it. However, I'm just trying to turn that around and say, I'm here to cheer you on. If you're the odd one out, if you're trying to make a difference, if you are helping horses, humans, whoever in any way you can, then I'm all here for that. And so are so many other people. And this is something that I've truly learned from this podcast, especially, but also from the social media accounts that I'm doing. People reach out to me from all different corners of this planet to tell me that they are inspired by what I do. And that honestly means the world to me. I don't take that lightly. I think there's a huge responsibility that comes with it too. We can talk about that in a different episode. But to know that my truth is actually inspiring somebody else to show up as the person, the version that they are and they're meant to be in this world in order to make a difference in some way, God, that really is a big deal to me, and it means the world. Like I said, you never know who is going to be on the receiving end of your truth. You never know who's going to be the person who needs to hear your voice or see your actions being lived, and only then they dare stepping into their own truth. You really never know what's going to happen and how that ripple effect will turn out to be in the end. And if even just one horse is living a better life, or one person feels more connected to their horse through any of my work, then that's beautiful. And I'm all here for that. I don't take that lightly either. So, if anything, my friend, I really, really want to encourage you to take that leap of faith. And even if it's just like very, very, very small at the beginning, I didn't go full out straight away. I just tried to dip my toe in first, and then there was a foot, and then it was a leg kind of thing. And I enabled myself to lean into this new version of myself that I wanted to grow into, but I did it one step at a time. So that's really important for you as well. Don't expect yourself to be this entire different version who is super brave and all outgoing all of a sudden, because you'll have to grow into it and rewire yourself to feel safe and at peace in this new situation, in this new skin almost. So give yourself some time and credit. Just if you go for 1% every day, then you're already going to see such a huge difference in such a short time. You will find that this change that's going to happen within is also going to be mirrored back to you on the outside. And again, that is not some like woo-woo stuff. That's merely the fact that you will see changes happening around you. And that is because you will start to perceive the world in a different way. And you will find evidence of that what you're doing is actually the right thing to do, because situations, people, even your horse will mirror that back to you. And that is just beautiful. So I want you to try and step into that truth. I want you to try and speak that truth. And then watch how this beautiful ripple effect is going to change so many situations and even lives around you. You'd never know unless you go for it. I'm really here to encourage you to get going, find that voice, and then, my friend, speak your truth. I'm all here for that, and I'm rooting for you. And if you feel like it, do share with me how this is going for you. But I hope that you feel inspired to speak your truth, because you never know what's going to happen on the other end. I'll see you next time. Hi friend, I hope you found something in this episode that resonated with you. I'm beyond grateful that you hung out with me today for a little while, and I do hope that you come along for the ride. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, and if you feel like it, leave a review. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. If you have any questions or would like me to talk about a certain topic, check the show notes for ways to get in touch. I can't wait for next time. You got this.